Dukkha and the three characteristics, and Dukkha in the Four Noble Truths. 1. Primary classifications of Dukkha. Although this chapter is dedicated to the subject of the three characteristics, anicca, dukkha and anatta, the discussion of dukkha in this context is invariably linked to other teachings pertaining to this term. This is especially true in relation to dukkha as part of the Four Noble Truths. Unless this relationship is well understood, it may cause confusion. Simply speaking, the dukkha of the three characteristics, which is a condition inherent in nature, in some circumstances become the dukkha of the Four Noble Truths. When people lack an understanding of this primary naturally occurring dukkha and deal with it inappropriately, it turns into a personal problem. The very characteristic of dukkha implies that conditioned things are under stress and are unable to sustain themselves in an original shape. When people lack discernment of this natural condition and things do not proceed according to their desires, then dissatisfaction, stress and affliction arise in their hearts. This is the genesis of dukkha as outlined in the Four Noble Truths. In other words, the dukkha of the three characteristics is an aspect of nature. It is not possible to cancel or abolish it. One needs to develop wisdom in order to fully understand it, and in terms of conduct, one needs to act according to causes and conditions. Dukkha of the Four Noble Truths, however, we are able to do away with, to put an end to. This is possible by applying wisdom and by skillfully engaging with the dukkha of the three characteristics, the dukkha inherent in conditioned phenomena. The term dukkha appears in another context, referring to the feeling of dis-ease or pain, dukkha vedana. This term is part of a threefold division, including sukha vedana, the feeling of ease, physical and mental pleasure, and adukkha ma sukha vedana, neutral feeling, also referred to as upekkha. This form of dukkha is also connected to the dukkha of the three characteristics. Because it pertains to feeling or sensation which is experienced by people immediately, it is easily understood, almost without needing to apply any intelligence. When a branch falls on one's head, one encounters a natural form of dukkha and one experiences pain. Sometimes this pain is almost unendurable. This kind of dukkha is often easy to rectify. One seeks out a doctor who stitches the wound and applies antiseptic. One then waits till the wound heals and the matter is finished. But if one fails to recognize that the branch fell naturally by its own accord, one may become suspicious of others, thinking, who is harboring thoughts of ill will and has intentionally thrown this branch at me to hurt or kill me. This suspicion gives rise to anger, disquietude, and a deep sense of affliction. These thoughts are accompanied by more sensations of displeasure, dukkha vedana, but the deeper problem rests with the suffering that is a matter of dukkha, of the Four Noble Truths. The issue may then become intensified and protracted. The suffering of the Four Noble Truths deepens and escalates the discomfort as a sensation, sometimes without end. This matter of dukkha in the Four Noble Truths is highly significant. It causes all sorts of problems, up to and including warfare. One can say that this form of dukkha epitomizes the human predicament. Nature on its own contains only the dukkha of the three characteristics, but when human beings become involved, all three forms of dukkha of the three characteristics, dukkha of sensation, and dukkha of the Four Noble Truths merge forces. In sum, dukkha appears in three key teachings: 1 on feeling, sensation, 2 versions. 3 Vedana, painful feeling dukkha, pleasant feeling sukha, and neutral feeling adukam, asukha, or upeka. 5 Vedana, painful physical feeling dukkha, pleasurable physical feeling sukha, painful mental feeling domanassa, pleasurable mental feeling somanassa, and neutral feeling upeka. Its complete name in this context is Dukkha Vedana. 2. In the three characteristics, anicca, dukkha, and anatta, in this context, is complete name is Dukkha Lakkhana. 3. In the Four Noble Truths, dukkha, samudaya, origin, nirodha, cessation, and magga, path. Its complete name is Dukkha Ariya Satya. The definitions of dukkha in these three groups overlap. They are different aspects of one truth. The dukkha with the broadest meaning and is all-inclusive is dukkha of the three characteristics, also referred to as dukkha lakkhana or dukkhata. This is the condition of instability, the inability to be sustained in an original shape due to the pressure, stress, and friction from rising and disintegration, as explained above. It is a characteristic of all conditioned phenomena, sabbe sankhara dukkha, encompassing the same range as impermanence. Whatever is impermanent is also dukkha. Yad anicchang tam dukkham. The dukkha with the most restricted meaning and is simply a consequence of the dukkha of the three characteristics is dukkha as feeling, called dukkha vedana, a feeling of pain. It is a feeling occurring when pressure reaches a certain level in relation to a person's body and mind. This pain is included in the dukkha of the three characteristics, as is all other feeling, both pleasant and neutral. All kinds of feeling, painful, pleasurable, and neutral, are dukkha as determined by the three characteristics. Dukkha in the Four Noble Truths, dukkha ariya satya, is precisely the dukkha of the three characteristics, which becomes the foundation of or source of human difficulties. Yet these difficulties are created by people themselves. All formations are under pressure, which is the dukkha of the three characteristics. These formations, not all of them and not always, cause suffering for human beings who lack understanding and relate to things inappropriately. This suffering is the dukkha of the Four Noble Truths. These phenomena are oppressed, however, because they themselves are subject to stress, and therefore it is impossible for them to provide true satisfaction to people in any constant or consistent way. Dukkha Ariya Satya refers specifically to matters connected to the five aggregates of clinging, upadana khandha. Technically, the dukkha of the Four Noble Truths refers specifically to the suffering arising on account of the sense basis, indriya baddha, i.e. suffering that pertains to everyday life. It excludes the pressure independent of the sense basis, and indriya baddha, which is classified as dukkha of the three characteristics, but not of the Noble Truths. Note that dukkha ariya satya is dukkha of the three characteristics. Samudaya, the cause of suffering, and magga, the Noble Eightfold Path, are, as well as they are naturally occurring conditioned phenomena, but they are not dukkha ariya satya. The scope of dukkha in the Four Noble Truths is determined as follows. Dukkha, as the first Noble Truth, is associated with human life and human problems. It arises as a result of the sense faculties, indriya baddha. It does not include dukkha independent of the sense faculties, anindriya baddha. It is not the dukkha mentioned in the passages. All conditioned phenomena are dukkha, sabbe sankhara dukkha, and whatever is impermanent is dukkha, yat anim chang tam dukkha, which refer to the all-inclusive dukkha of the three characteristics. It originates from a person's defiled action, kama kilesa. It is a result of dukkha samudaya. It is a result of craving, tanha. It refers specifically to matters connected to the five aggregates of clinging, upadana khandha. It is the focus of the duty, kicca, related to the First Noble Truth, parinya, kicca, parinya. Parinya is comprehension or knowledge of things as they truly are. To acquire knowledge of and to fully understand personal problems is our responsibility. With dukkha of the Four Noble Truths. Dukkha here is confined to this subject of understanding human suffering. It emphasizes the significance of the basis of suffering, dukkha vatutaya, rather than the pressure, tension, and friction of arising and falling, udaya bhaya pati pilanatena, which is the essential meaning of dukkha in the three characteristics. The subject of dukkha in the Four Noble Truths will be explained at more length below. Here let us examine another teaching on the three kinds of dukkha, the three dukkhata. This is a very important teaching located in three different suttas. It also occurs frequently in the Maha Nidesa and the Kula Nidesa. On one occasion it was taught by the Buddha. The remaining passages are by Venerable Sariputta. In each passage, however, only the three factors are listed, without any explanation. Most likely this set of three factors was an important concept during the Buddha's time. The following description relies on the explanations provided in the commentaries. The order of these factors here also accords with the normal order of the commentaries. The order in the suttas is Dukkha, Dukkata, Sankhara Dukkata, and Viparinama Dukkata. The teaching on the three dukkata defines dukkha in the context of the three characteristics. It includes dukkha as feeling, Vedana, and it also links up with dukkha as found in the Four Noble Truths. 1. Dukkha, dukkata. Physical and mental pain as generally understood, for example aches, discomfort and fatigue, in other words, painful feeling, Dukkha Vedana. 2. Viparinama Dukkata. Dukkha resulting from or inherent in change. This refers to pleasurable feeling, Sukha Vedana, which in truth is a degree of dukkha. Pleasure is equal to concealed pain, or always has pain furtively in pursuit. Once a feeling of pleasure changes, it transforms into a feeling of pain. In other words, the fundamental inconstancy of pleasure produces pain. Another explanation is that pleasure is pain of a particular degree. 3. Sankhara Dukkata. Dukkha inherent in conditioned phenomena, inherent in everything that originates from causes and conditions. In other words, the five aggregates are dukkha. They are of the nature to be pressured and coerced by the rising and decay of opposing factors, preventing them from remaining in a stable original state. This third kind of dukkha comprises the dukkha of the three characteristics.